did it right when I said camera speed.
I know, he has no fucking respect, no dork. Okay. All right, here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Do Watch This Shit. I had to put this one off for a little bit because the fireworks were constantly going off in the background. So you know that can only mean one thing. It's the motherfucking annual half-off Criterion of Barnes & Noble sale. I know that there's an abundance of these videos popping up all over the place right now. And a lot of them are going to give you rundowns of like what I call film school titles. You know, shit from Tarkovsky, Kurosawa, Bergman. This isn't that fucking channel. I'm going to give you a rundown of my top 10 picks of the flicks that were a big part of my life growing up, even some modern stuff. Any modern stuff? I would actually is all old as fuck. One of the beautiful things about Criterion is they not only highlight important films in regards to film study, film theory, they also took the films that I grew up with. Fucking fly! Oh, I got it! They took these films that I grew up cherishing and gave them these phenomenal and loving transfers and packed them full of extras. Each title feels like a gift to cinema lovers, especially ones like me who, I'm kind of a basic bitch. My favorite director is Kevin Smith, for fuck's sake, and Spielberg. Criterion's been a big part of my life for a long time, and most other serious collectors will tell you the same. Like I said, that goes back to what I just discussed about these beautifully crafted releases that they give to us, especially in modern times where we're getting a lot of 2K and 4K scans of the original negatives or the inner positives. One of the best parts of these is in the booklets that each of them come with, they even have a section called About the Transfer, which details the painstaking levels they went through to recolor grade, to transfer it in the proper aspect ratio. And all of that just gives the film these levels of detail that we haven't got to experience, especially in a home viewing setting. All right, I'm gonna hop off Criterion's dick here and show you what I believe to be the top 10 titles available right now that you should go and snag at Barnes & Noble. First up is, this one's kind of hard to hold like that. I know, you're right. Oh, I was also holding it upside down. Thanks. I'm just joking. I'm joking. First up is Danny Boyle's 1996 masterpiece, Trainspotting. This recently was just dropped in the brand new 4K transfer on a 4K disc. Even better, it's the uncut version of the film, which was previously hard to track down. The transfer was supervised by Danny Boyle, and it has a couple of great documentaries on it. As you can see, the wrapping's still on it. I can't wait to dive into this one. Next up, we got 1986's Sid and Nancy, directed by Alex Cox, who also did Repo Man, another title that's available in the Criterion sale right now. This film has one of the most phenomenal Gary Oldman performances of all time. I think it's a remarkably understated movie that doesn't get enough credit. This is one where the 4K transfer was supervised by the director of photography, and it's the best it's ever looked. I've owned this film on every format possible. I even have a really shitty Blu-ray copy of it, and this one just completely nuked it out of the water. Love it. Up next, my favorite John Waters film, Pink Flamingos. I think a lot of people who are into more obscure cinema, you're going to find are a little bit more attracted to this film. He's best known for directing Cry Baby, a Johnny Depp vehicle, where Cry Baby is very accessible. It's a fun and hilarious flick. Not this. This is one of the most disgusting films ever made. And that's the essence of it. It's about two families who are competing to be the most disgusting families in Baltimore. This 4K transfer was supervised by John Waters himself, which is kind of strange because the film was shot on like 16 millimeter, fucking 8 millimeter, it looks like. But nothing is lost. It still feels dirty and grimy and gets under your skin like almost no other movie fucking can. Let's talk about fucking Videodrome. Long live the new flesh, bitch. One of David Cronenberg's finest flicks. I recently was able to pick this up finally in the brand new 4K disc. This is another 4K transfer supervised by the director. Cronenberg oversaw it himself. If you haven't seen this, I don't want to spoil too much for you. It's a very great blend of existential, sci-fi, body horror. I mean, he's the fucking king of body horror, and it doesn't slow with this flick. I'd say this is his second best film behind The Fly. Like I said, I'm a basic bitch. So yeah, fucking Videodrome. Add that to your shit. Long before she gave us a cinematic fucking masterpiece that is clueless. In 1982, Amy Heckerling made Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I consider this to be one of the quintessential teen comedies. Definitely something that can't be made today. If you've seen it before, you know the couple of scenes that I'm talking about, even some of the content that I'm talking about. It's a wonderful time capsule of a bygone era. Once again, the 4K scan is supervised by the director, Amy Heckerling. If for some reason you haven't seen this film, this shit should be at the absolute top of your list. I don't know why I would have to fucking elaborate at all on why you need to get the 4K of The Princess Bride. Rob Reiner at his absolute top tier. Fucking S tier. S tier Rob Reiner. They even have it in this storybook format. There's an immersion that you get from owning this because, you know, it's not just a shitty little Blu-ray case. It's one of the greatest stories ever told in a fucking book format, dude. Criterion kills it. I don't even know what to say about this. This is my all-time favorite high school film. Richard Linklater completely nailed it out of the park with this. Per usual, 4K scan supervised by him. The film's never looked as amazing. All the colors pop. All the film grain is so hard-coded in that it feels like you're watching this film on 35 millimeter at a theater in 1992. 1993. I'm an idiot. Like I said, they've done a really great job of culling films that were a huge part of my childhood. And one of those films that's also been a huge staple in me growing up is The Breakfast Club. This was one I could not believe it. I thought it was an April Fool's joke when they announced it because, like, why would they do such a perfect teen film? But here we are, man. Probably John Hughes's best movie. As hilarious as it is emotional and poignant. Now, you know, you can get the absolute best version of this movie through Criterion. So this is probably like my fucking fifth time buying this in a high def format, but I don't care. Hunter Thompson is my favorite author of all time. And also one of my favorite quirky directors, Terry Gilliam, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Arrow did put out a 4K of this. There's debate on which one has the better picture scan, but I got both, so I don't fucking care. I wanted to upgrade this too. This has some really great docs on it with Hunter and Ralph Steadman, highlighting all those old times leading up to the creation of this novel. I don't know, man. Do a bunch of fucking drugs. Hang out with your pals. Watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. All right. You see it in the thumbnail, so of course I'm going to cover it. I've never looked up how to properly pronounce the title of this flick, but I don't think it fucking matters because if you say Salo or Salo or whatever the fuck to anybody who's seen it or knows of its existence, they're going to know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that this flick is only available through their website. They don't really put it in stores anymore. I'm not going to lie. My first time seeing this movie was getting this Blu-ray of it probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And I thought I bought something illegal because of all the fucking gnarly, horrible shit that happens in this flick. This one only got just a standard HD restoration. It looks incredibly smooth. The colors are fantastic and rich, which is probably the only good thing you can say about this movie. I don't recommend it to really anybody, unless you're the type of person who is really into degradation, watching the pure awfulness of humanity. It's based off of Marquis de Sade's 120 Days of Sodom. They essentially go through the various rings of hell. Yeah, it's one of the most brutal films ever made. So if you want a challenge, this is it, boy. Well, we've come to the end of another one. I think from here on, I'm going to make a slight adjustment to the format. I've kind of been digging doing the lists. I also feel like it kind of gives you guys more of a choice on each drop, and I don't have to spend like 12 minutes talking about one movie per week. I can give you guys a nice little stack of stuff to go out and search for. I feel like I have a lot that I want to share with you guys. I'm kind of seeing that the best way to do that is through these lists. So this might be the format going forward. Here or there, highlighting something special, but for the most part, ooh. But from here on, this is most likely going to be how Do Watch This Shit continues. Per usual, guys, let's keep physical media alive. Share this with a friend that you think needs better taste in movies. Like it. Give me a subscribe. Leave a comment. What'd you guys pick up in this month's July sale? I'd love to know what you guys are watching. You may even help me add something to my library. But until then, we'll catch you on the next one.